got parents trying to be their children's friends. There's a big difference in the definition of a parent and a friend. A parent, to raise, bring up, look after, take care of, rear. While a friend is defined as a person, one whom knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. See, there's no mutual when it comes to parenting. Okay? Some parents don't understand that. Is this what you want to eat? You don't want to eat that? Well, what do you want to do? You want to get carry out? Okay. You don't like those shoes? Which shoes do you want? You want the Air Jordan? Now see, the people that are laughing was raised a whole different way. Alright? The people that are laughing understands that's not parenting. That's not parenting. As parents, we need to instill early the correct morals, the correct values. What's really important. It's not Air Jordans. It's not designer clothes. And we have to get that in early. And as my father used to say, early and often. And so, once you get it in early and often, and you get it down in there, there comes a point in time where no matter what you say, they don't hear it anymore. No matter what you say, they don't hear it anymore. And it's at that point they got to find out on their own. And the father knew that's where he was in this parable. His son couldn't hear anymore. I need mine and I got to go. And the father understanding, okay, you think you're grown? Go ahead. And the son went out there. And he showed all he knew. Let me show you I can go through this money in record time. Let me show you what matter of fact, I'm going to learn some stuff you didn't even know about. Ooh, did you know they deliver Chinese over here? Let's dish this out. I got more friends around me. Look at all these friends. Ooh, we having a good old time. And Dad never told me about how nice these ladies are. Oh, they're so wonderful. Oh, you want me to feed you too? No problem. Sure, let's have a field day. I'm living large. I got 5,000 people following me on Facebook. I'm the man. I am the man. And that was it. He was living large. Out there chilling. People all around him. His friends. My friends. And then he was out of money. All of a sudden, he's not getting those Facebook hits he used to get. All of a sudden, people are not taking his calls anymore. Man, why is this going to voicemail on the first ring? What's going on with that? Just saw him yesterday. Party I had. Alone. And see, it was at that time that Super Dad came to the rescue. Dun dun dun! Nope. It was at that time Mom said, "Come here, baby. No. No. But see, it's at that time that God worked with him.
Amen. Amen.
See, we have to realize sometimes people have to be down and alone for God to work with them.
Amen.
Because as long as we save them, then they were right all along. I got this. But I just saved you. Yeah, you did, but I got this. My son's favorite words. I got this. Okay? We have to understand. Sometimes we have to allow God to do his work.
Amen. Hallelujah.
And a lot of times God does his best work when you alone.
Amen.
When you feel alone.
Yes.
When you look to the left and look to the right, and all you see are those hogs eating with you. And all of a sudden you look up and say, and then you start remembering. Start remembering some of that stuff that was put inside you. Remember, when he was alone, the verse said, and he came to himself.
Yes.
What was put in him, what his father has instilled in him, all of a sudden came back. He realized all that stuff he thought was important wasn't important. It's at that time he realized the magnitude of his arrogance, the magnitude of what he was going through. And as he was eating with those hogs, he also had what we like to call a humbling moment.
Amen.
See, sometimes that's exactly what we need.
Amen. Yes.
But see, our friends won't allow it to happen. They are friends. Sometimes your friends have to step back and let God work with you. He's still your friend. He's still your friend. I'm going to prove it to you later. So, here he is. Nobody rescued him. And now he has no one but himself. And then he realizes. And he has that humbling moment. And after having this humbling moment, he realizes, hey, I disrespected my father. I showed him total disrespect. If I right that wrong, I won't be where I am. Even my father's servants ain't better than this. I need to go rectify with my father what happened. And perhaps he'll at least allow me to eat as good as the servants. Which is a lot better than what I'm doing right now. And you gotta think about this. This cat told a guy who treats his servants real good, I don't need you, I'm out. I know what I'm doing, I'm out. I don't want to wait. I got enough knowledge. I just want my stuff so I can go do what I want to do. And all of a sudden he says, I want to be one of my father's servants. That's humble. That's humble. If we read on, Luke 15:20-28 reads, and he arose and he came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. Let's stop right there. We have to understand that a far distance off, his father saw him. But you got to realize his father didn't see just the son. His father saw the humbled son. See, we have a different position. See, when his son left, when his son came back, his father saw that immediately. That's what he ran and he kissed. That's what he ran to and put his arms around. Because he saw the change in his son. he knew not the son that left came back. The son he raised came back. And that's what he was so happy to see.
Amen.
And he rejoiced. See, we could tell a lot in somebody's demeanor. A lot of people don't realize that. I mess with my wife a lot. Because just by habit, she crosses her arms. I said, babe, look, uncross your arms. Because somebody driving past and look in the car and say, I swear you mad at me. Because people look at demeanor. People look at your demeanor. And the son's demeanor showed the humbleness. I always tell you, I like smile. Smile says a lot. I smile all the time. People look at me, smile back, don't even know why. That's fine with me. Demeanor. The demeanor. Verse 21. And the son said unto father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, bring forth the best robe, and put it on him, and put on a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet. And bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead, and is alive again. He was lost, and is found. And they began to be merry. And they started their party. And everybody was happy. Because he came home. He came back, the son that the father raised. Wasn't like that when he left, was he? And he went through a whole lot of stuff, didn't he? But he came back. And his father didn't say, oh, so now you lost everything, now you want to come back. No, the father saw what had to be done in him was done.
Amen.
And he was appreciative and welcoming. And everybody was happy. Everybody was happy. Except. Except. Let's go to verse 25. Now his eldest son in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. They doing the electric slide. They doing the Cupid shuffle. And he's like, what is going on? What's going on? So he asked one of the servants what these things meant. The servant said, thy brothers come home, and your father had killed a fatted calf, because he had received him safe and sound. Now I read that verse. And I thought about us today. See, us today, a lot of times, we would deliver that news a little differently. We would say, well, you know your brother that asked for all his stuff and then went on and left and spent all his money while you stayed here and worked in the field and worked hard with dad? You remember all of that? Well, he came back. And your father was so happy, he went and killed the fattest calf. He's having a big party for your brother that left and spent all his money and did all that while you stayed here. That's what's going on. But I'm going to go back to the party. See, that's how a lot of people these days would deliver that news.
True.
They want to start something.
Amen.
They want to put some seasoning on it. But in this case, no seasoning needed, because the brother was already upset. Verse 28, and he was angry, and he would not go in. Therefore his father came out and entreated him. And he answered, say to his father, lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandment, and yet thou never gavest me a kid, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as thy son was come, which hath devoured thy living with harlots, and hast killed for him the fattest calf, and he said unto him, son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meant that we should make merry and be glad. For this thy brother was dead and is alive again, was lost and now found. So I ask you, when he gave everything to the son, and that son left and spent everything, what did the other son lose? Okay. Why is it when we're at work, we're working our job, we're happy, everything's cool, we get our paycheck, we're cool, and then all of a sudden we realize the person next to us makes more than us, and now we're mad? What did it take from us? But that's what we do. That's exactly what we do. We always worried about what somebody else is making. And if they're making more than us, why? Now I'm mad. You weren't mad yesterday when you didn't know. So nothing changed. Nothing changed. But that's how we do. He makes what? Well, I do this, I do this. You did that yesterday. Nothing has changed. So why are we always worried about what somebody else did? What somebody else got away with? Well, we think other people should have. You shouldn't be driving that. Why not? What does that take from me? So we can understand where this brother was, can't we? Because I think all of us had that time where we might not be proud of. He was saying to the brother, the whole time you were here, you had access to everything. You lacked nothing. This impacted you in no way. But your brother died, had to go through this trial, learned, and came home. It's like a graduation. Kid goes off 4 years for college, graduate, come home, you throw him a party. This kid graduated life 101.
Amen.
Humbleness 101.
Amen.
Now, I was reading this, and I know we focus on the lost and how important the lost is to our Father. But in reading this, the question came to me, which son are you? Which son are you? Do we find ourselves frustrated because of the way God's plan is going? So we need to deviate and do things our way? Do we find ourselves in a position where we just say, you know what, God? I'm going to handle this because I know what's best for me. Which son are you? See, we can see easily when we talk about kids. But how about the respect we have with our Father? Which son are you? Are we that son that would rather eat with the hogs because we are not going to humble ourselves to turn around and say, I'm sorry? Which son are you? Are we that son that's going to be grateful? The good news is the Father we serve is the same as the Father in this parable. All he wants you to do is turn to him. Humble yourselves, therefore, unto the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. 1 Peter, verse 5. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6. And see, we can't be envious either. We can't be that son that gets mad because somebody else got something. What's up with that? Why do we get mad at other people's elevation? We should be celebrating with them. They're our sister or our brother. I remember my father could say, hey, on your way home, I want you to stop and pick up something for your brother. And in no time would I say to my father, who gonna pay me back? I wish I would say to my father, who gonna pay me back? But what I noticed is, if the item cost me $5, my father would just give me 10. Say, don't worry about it. See, we have to realize, we have to trust our Father. He knows what he's doing. Just like the father in this parable. He knows what he's doing. Okay, I'm going to give you your stuff and go on. He's just going to go off and do that. People learn differently. That son would have never learned what he had to learn if he didn't go through what he went through. And the father knew that. And yet to the same point, you've been here with everything I have available to you. You didn't sleep one night with a hog. You didn't eat one meal with a hog. You didn't wonder one day where your next meal was coming from. You have been in a good place all along. A lot of times that's what our Father is saying to us. You're in a good place. Why are you worried about my child over there? I got him. All I need you to do is whatever I asked of you to do. And that's how we have to be. We have to give thanks in all circumstances.
Amen.
But this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus.
Amen.
In case you haven't started the book of the month, that's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18. So we have to realize that song that was sung earlier by the choir, I'm chasing after you. That's it. See, I went back and forth. I read several different versions. At no time did the father go looking for the son. And the words of that song don't say, he chasing after you. No, I'm chasing after you. We have to be the ones actively chasing that relationship.
Amen. Amen.
Actively chasing that relationship.
Yes.
Because believe me, daily you are pulled away.
Amen.
Daily you are pulled away.
Yes.
And if you're not aware, asking yourself at this point, which son am I? And actively going back, you're going to be lost. You're the lost son. That's what son you are. Because at the end of the day, there's only two. The lost one and the one that's not lost. There's different degrees of lost, sure. But at the end of the day, it's lost or not lost. And your father, he's waiting on you. Waiting on you to see the humbling position. To see you humbled. To see you caring about your brother that was found. Not worrying about what he did when he was lost. It's not your job. That's the Father's job.
Amen.
The Father is waiting. He's waiting for us to actively go before him so he can kill the fatted calf. So he can have a party. Because the son that he had that was lost is now found.
Amen.
I read this and I realized we get lost every day. We get lost every day. That humbling position, that thought of my father wouldn't have me living like this, so what am I doing? I need to go back to him. It's something we need to revisit often. Often. Because when we find ourselves alone with hogs, then we're going to know we're out of position.
Amen. Good word.
See? Our fathers are covering.
Yes, he is.
Amen.
We're the ones that leave home.
Amen.
We're the ones that leave home and be it with our feet or our mouth. We're the ones that leave home.
Amen. Good word.
And he just waiting for us to come back.
Amen.
Just waiting for us to come back.
Yes, he is.
Look at your situations. Look at where you are today. Nobody picked that son up and carried him home.
Amen.
Nobody dragged him with his feet and carried him home.
Yes.
Uber didn't pick him up and take him home. He humbled down, realized what he had going on was between him and his father,
Amen.
and he needed to make it straight. And he went home.
Amen.
And that's what we need to do. When we find ourselves in that place, when we're lost, we need to get with the Father and make it right.
Amen. Good word.
And understand He will make it right.
Amen.
He will embrace you. He will love you.
Yes, he will.
And He's not going to talk to you about what you did. We're going to party because you are found.
Amen.
And we're going to move on to what we're going to do.
Amen. Good word.
We're the ones responsible for getting home. Don't put it on nobody else. We are responsible
Yes.
for getting back home.
Good word.
Which son are you?